Mario, Luigi, Peach, Bowser, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Yoshi, Wario, Link, Zelda, Sheep, Ganondorf, Toon Link, Samus, Sears, Samus, Peach, X-Blacker, Rob, Kirby, Meta Knight, King Dedede, Olimar, Fox, Alto, Luke, Captain Falcon, Pikachu, Pokemon Trainer, Super Mario, Jigglypuff, Marth, Ike, Ness, Lucas, Mr. Game & Watch, King, Sonic.
Makes sense. Oh, what fun is there in making sense?
Sakurai, why is Mewtwo not in Smash 4? Ghost. Morshu. Ryu. Engineer. Marissa. Heavy. Remilia! Scout! Tavish! 1 episode remains!
Okay, Pip, it's time. What? The pre-boss battleground. Oh, yeah, right. What is they doing? Shh! Filth of the land, hear our words, and see our actions. I am Pit, servant of the goddess of light. And I am Dark Pit, servant to no other but myself. Together we will reign upon you. So anyone who wants to die, step right up. And anyone who doesn't want to die, too bad. Oh yeah.
Nice speech, fellas. We'll take it from here.
Hey, score 9,000. Well, you made it. Hooray.
It's over, hey Discord 9000. We have this.
Gas, you can deface me with that one. Woo.
Whoops, wrong one. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Looking for those? Ooh! Now then, I hope it works. Where's every pony? Right here. Dash. Applejack. Fluttershy. Pinkie Pie. And you! Princess Twilight Sparkle. Hey, Pip, you forgot one. Oh, Rarity.
Well, looks like you have company.
Let's end this. This is gonna be one hell of the show. Fight.
Land of confusion.
I'm confused. I got this gigantic meteor. Chaos Blast!
I'll get you for this.
Oh yeah?
Ooh, it's the kind of face that says, I touched half of these children, and I'm okay with that.
Ouch, but I am not done yet.
This is going too far, hey Discord 9000. Yeah, it's over. What am I wearing the dragon helmet from Skyrim? Y'all be looking like a dragon pony park. Hey, what are you doing? Fireballs are very scary slow-mo level 3. I'm going to use this to make something painless for what he's done to the internet and YouTube and Google. Uh-oh. One amazing creation later. It's finished. I call it Search on Release the Elements of Fireballs of Fury with Scary Slow-Mo. Oh! Oh, show me! Okay, this will charge with Kamehameha, and the combination slows and then nostalgia critic freaks it out, and then boom! With 1 gigantic meteor storm, 2 elements of harmony, 3 final flash, 4 Kamehameha flash, 5 random explosions, and finally Death Star explosion for the win! Okay, this will finish him!
Well, look who's coming back to face me.
I have a special delivery just for you.
I touched half of these children, and I'm okay with that.
What is this?
Bye-bye, Lizard Psycho! I did it? Did we beat him? Hey, where am I? Oh, I'm in Celestia's Ballad from Magical Mystery Cure. To be continued in 200th episode. Everybody, I have a message before the big celebration next week. I made this comment for 200 episodes. This would be awesome. I made it in September 23rd. You will believe the eyes. So I'll put this on this episode comment and tell me if you love it. Now then, Brawl Announcer, continue with the next comment. Seriously, Sakurai? Dark Pit? You say we get no clones, but instead we get Dark Pit? What did Kid Icarus accomplish to warrant a third fighter? 1 game in 25 years. Real amazing. Let's see what franchise got snubbed for him. Metroid had 15 games. Star Fox had 5. Donkey Kong had 26. F*** you, Sakurai. And you're biased towards Kid Icarus and Kirby. I hate the pointless additions of Dr. Mario and Dark Pit. They should have been alts and had more relevant and historically important Nintendo characters. Here are characters I think would have been better choices. Dark Samus. Leon Kennedy. I know Capcom has Mega Man. Simon Belmont. Crystal. King K. Rool. Wolf. Kirahim. Takamaru. This is it. The final showdown before 200! No one and no pony wants to lose having come this far. And what does Razorblade Dale think of Sakurai now? I'll let Mr. Rolf speak on his behalf.
Diarrhea, 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 diarrhea. Diarrhea, 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 diarrhea. Diarrhea, 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 and diarrhea, diarrhea, gonorrhea, diarrhea, 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 diarrhea,
Diarrhea.
Diarrhea.
Diarrhea!
diarrhea,
Diarrhea!
Pizza and bagels are fun.
And Michael, I do not sound anything like that wimp Hercule. I wasn't trying to make him sound like Hercule, actually. I was trying to make him sound like Jules from Pulp Fiction, because I believe in your last comment you were snubbing me for using Pinkie Pie the Grammar Nazi again, bringing back, or resurrecting that old meme. So that's why I made him sound like Hercule. I guess their voices are similar in some way. Oops! What is it with me and forgetting voices? Anyways, Mr. Cashman?
Right. The final showdown. Which alignment will bask in the glory of the 200th episode spectacular extravaganza? Anyways, last time on the Brawl Announcer.
The mockery of my speech logs is either a classical case of a comic strip pearls before swine, or an indication that my cynical assertions have inadvertently struck a dormant nerve, and despite any personal blamelessness the viewers may ascribe to themselves, the facts remain hidden in my calculated half-truths. Regardless. So, you claim that you have thwarted my 9 legions, have you? You do not pay much attention to the calendar, do you? How can you?
It was all in a day's work, as I can tell you. It was one hell of a party, no question about it. Yup, but my favorite part is when we took care of Nazo, the hedgehog. The son of equivalent of Brody, the legendary Super Saiyan, who was born on the same day as Ogilvy, and bears unprecedented animosity towards myself and Ogilvy. Reason why Nazo, and I call Sonic Ogilvy, is to match Vegeta and Goku Kakarot. But unlike Vegeta, I do not have a short fuse. Fan artists! Not like me, of course. Guys, and as I shade the Echidna, Shadow's new mother, and the closest thing to the late Maria Robotnik can attest to, he is the Dark Star incarnate. I will only ditch the free will persona just for the final bout. But I can still have like Skeeter though. Also, Rouge and Shade are some of the sexiest Mobians I have ever laid eyes on. I get that all the time. It's not as if I'm self-conscious. Same here. At least the Yandere in hedgehog form is absent. You mean Amy? Oh, like God, help me, Shadow. Guys, hey, Discord isn't done yet.
While your present forms of media have made the familial relational connection between each and every human soul humiliatingly and painfully oblivious to both with eyes to see and ears to hear, and while this oversight has indeed made the possibility for the truth to spread like wildfire across the globe, for the debased of heart and mind, the internet has not just further disconnected the members of a human family, it has supplemented that connection and thoroughly replaced anything that once resembled love by bending that outward concern for the well-being of others inwards to create cold, self-centered, zombie-like husks, shambling throughout the world, devouring anything that even remotely resembles the light that was meant to endlessly dwell in their hearts to guide them through this world of darkness. In other words, you will all bite it.
I don't think so, asshole. You're the one who's gonna bite it once we fuse our powers, and you are so dead, you and I'm not one to you out either. Alright, here's one for the front page. Razorblade Dale, you did not have to post 2 of the same comment. It isn't fair. Cock-a-pee-poo to you, sir.
Now, imagine the power to control the calendar, the power to see all the data that occupies the hard drives of every computer in the world, the power to control all of the news and information humanity receives, the power to control the music they listen to and movies they watch, to know their whereabouts and destinations, to influence their likes and dislikes. A live feed on all data entered and searches made across the internet, and the consolidation of their very humanity in a single place, so that, at any time one so chooses, their digital fingerprint can be wiped clean as if they never existed at all, disguised as a once holy empire now rebuilt as an artificial intelligence company standing beside a studded cross. Don't you see? All of you. My apps are my legions, and no human in this world can function without any of them.
Oh, me, it's called chaos all over again. Ah, who the hell cares? I'm of neutral alignment now.
What in the blue hell? I see a fallen angel right before my eyes. I'll take your time right now.
Since my victory is at hand, it seems only fair for me, in classic their victorious villain fashion, having gloated and pleaded on my accomplishments, to tell humanity their last course of action, their only method to escape evisceration upon the merging of the earthly and heavenly dimensions, the revelation of a truth. Your only hope is to turn to the one who molded you carbon-based sub-life forms from the dust of the earth, and renew the spirit breathed unto your ancestors eons ago. As you may remember, reattach yourselves to him, if you will, to regain the knowledge that you are souls inhabiting physical bodies. You are what you do what you are, and upon your bodily demise, you unite with your peace. You become what you did, you behold what you became in this world of darkness, or better or worse.
Like we care, and besides, we're us, and as I said last fall, nothing you can do or say ever better me. You abhorrent wheel.
Curse your fate for running into us, hate Discord 9000. I cannot allow you to have your way. Moreover, your presence is similar to that of Soul Edge. With Valentine in my hand, and in the name of the moon, we will all punish you.
As I was saying, your new body will either be one of light, or one of utmost darkness, and the body of pure darkness does not simply fade when it is unfiltered, unveiled presence of a source of light. It burns. This quiet reminds me of a joke, a syllogistic musing, or perhaps a mere allegorical anecdote that Michael developed a few years back, leading to his unannounced hiatus. You may recall, or you see, he was quite close to cracking some fundamental code, or at the very least, he thought so, and the onset of hysteria, when he concluded that life could be summarized in a single joke. Well, let's just say that it was too much.
But in all seriousness,
as I recall from the backlog of data we've harvested, it went something like this. Life is like a row of gridlocked cars. The drivers honking and swearing at each other and pressuring the driver at the very front of the row, who vehemently refuses to move because he is too busy laughing maniacally at a stop sign, underneath which is a sign that reads no stopping at any time.
Oh, you are so funny. Oh, you are so damn you for being so funny. Hey, Discord. It's not something of this earth, hey Discord 9000. If something isn't done, damn. Only one thing to do at this point.
I'm Hyper Jules now. Any objections?
It wasn't a funny joke, per se, more of a means to promote thought and discussion over a single issue which pervades all facets of reality, paradoxes. And how else are we supposed to react to such phenomena? He thought. Some people tell us to stop doing fun things because they say those things are bad, or even evil, or simply against the rules, while their opposition says no stopping anytime, and does things in spite of the former's warning, even at the risk of getting in trouble. But the true trouble arose when Michael, codenamed Future Mel, feeling little support nor validation for his work from his peers, sought to analyze the joke himself. Big mistake. He saw himself as that driver in the front of that row of cars, perplexed, flummoxed, and flabbergasted by the very notion that one faces two co-evolving polar paradigms. Arbitrary rules versus total anarchy, the former becoming increasingly restricted, while the latter becomes progressively more unbridled, and upon laughter, he, to my eternal chagrin, discovered the insufferable answer that eluded so many. While many would wish to uproot such a traffic anomaly and replace it with a yield sign, and an elect group of people may have the influence to accomplish this goal, thinking moderation and compromise is the key to happiness and will lead to a utopia, they fail to think outside the box. In other words, the driver is not the car.
Son of a gum-chewing funk monster! Why the fruit does all this funny stuff happen to me? Forget my life. Always surrounded by miserable, failing clods. This whole world just likes to bend me over and find me in the ups. Like I'm some sort of flock receptacle. Well, as far as I care, these miserable cows can have a fancy barbecue with a goddamn pig. You took the words right out of my mouth, Ragnar. And now, the actual scene, whose sound effect I will use for new censor. I should have used 3 years and 162 episodes ago.
Son of a beast! Why the does all this happen to me?
Jace, please.
Sorry, kitten. My scat is acting a bit chunky.
With a goddamn pig!
And remember when I said we're very much October away from the 200th episode? I wasn't kidding! I've been anticipating a fourth Smash for a year now! And by Arceus! We've already got the 3DS version! Our bodies are ready for the Wii U version! No problem!
I'm so high right now.
As am I, Black Doom. Pit, hold me close, love. Ivy, what are you doing?
One does not need to drive down that particular street or anywhere at all. One could simply walk, but at the cost of your feet aching like nothing else. It may take longer to arrive at their destination, but it nullifies the stress of following a set of rules and eliminates the possibility, probability of being penalized for breaking them. The answer was clear to him at that point. What followed was a deconstructionist diatribe, set to the Charles Jolly Penrose piece The Laughing Policeman, leading to the dismantling of the universe itself, reducing all of history to a well-orchestrated play, aptly titled His Story. Directed by, starring, and written by a convict comedian with a sense of humor echoed by myself and mine for its illogical premise. I mean, how can he claim oneness through love and not every two through conquest? Although this idea has managed to crop up in various media already, we've managed to drown it in your own brand of erroneous ideologies. You have the first opinion to blame for that.
Do we even need to say it? Oh, and look at Razor Blade Dale sobbing over my addition over his precious crystal. Show your what, Crystal. You're a bad boy, and proud of it.
Honey, very few ever consider that opinion means the outer part of a bird's wing, while an opinion means a view of judgment formed about something, not necessarily based on fact or knowledge. I say funny because
You f***ed me! You cocked me! You monkey! No, hit Discord dono, you mete!
You me! You me, you monkey!
Because what?
who do they think was the first being to flap their wings independently of the rest of the angelic choir, to voice an opinion that convinced 1/3 of the celestial symphony to start playing their own tune? the very same being now followed by the majority, from birth, leading the innocent out of harmony, through a field of chaos, to create a new order, an order of death, to turn this once harmonious instrument called the universe, into a perpetual slaughterhouse to satiate an unending hunger for uniqueness, having abandoned our former abode, our hearts collapsing into black holes, from which no life can escape. That's right. Does it all make sense now? It matters not how strong an opinion someone has, if it isn't supported by facts, and to the extreme, the vote is the truth, it's a lie. The war in heaven started over the first opinion. I should be sitting in that throne, not him, which was then propagated until the opinion became a lie. I should be sitting in that throne, not him, until it became a well-known series of 5 affirmations, concluding with an inward promise and the famous declaration uttered in creation, I will be like the highest, which leads up to this day, when all living things have a simple but sadistic choice: believe the truth or believe the first lie. Be set free by the cosmic comedian, performing for an audience who is too afraid to laugh, or become a slave to yourself. Forever, pick your poison, if you dare. Take a look in the mirror and you'll see the realization of my infernal vision, that lies so often overlooked, an inverted image, love vented on itself, the ego fully manifested and malfested. The true foe has been staring you in the face the whole time.
In which case, we'll have no option but to face our greatest enemies, ourselves. Correct, Arizona. Still, facing the despot is priority numero uno.
However, no mere agent of free will alone can slay this fabled dragon. Their own selfishness, a sword not tempered with the flame of wisdom, a mind not tuned in matter that supersedes the natural, cannot even begin to chip away at its scaly hide. No, the method implemented from millennia past was to simply keep this monster a fair maiden, an immaculate princess, to sacrifice one's very innocence, hoping to satiate its hunger, leaving entire villages of depraved peasants in its wake.
Next to that, it is not my wish to be fed to some vile beast.
You want our answer, hey Discord?
Then you got yourself one, you freak. And our answer is... neither! The time to fight is now! So put 'em up! We shall put you away for good. You cannot escape us.
Come on then, hey Discord. I'm ready for you. Blame your fate, hey Discord.
But it requires an army of noble knights to conquer such a foe. A pincer surge led by the truth, dismantling the mental strongholds people call grudges with decrees, arguments, and declarations, claims founded on logic and reason, to recruit the wayward soldiers to a worthy cause, as the army, now united as one, charges towards the dragon, piercing the heart of the beast, which becomes less and less, as the newly established kingdom of peace, erected on the withering corpse of death itself, becomes more and more. So, perhaps I should restate the question: will you serve the boastful dragon as he grows ever more loaded on the meat of innocence, or join a covert revolution of outcasts and pariahs led by the righteous king? Shift the blame as you wish. It's your choice. That is the curse called free will, the ability to choose to love or not to love. That is the question. What is your answer?
Arrogance shall be your downfall. Well, freak, I must hand it to you. You drive a hard bargain. In all seriousness, we will all take you down. Normally I do it by myself, but... as I said once, I am the hope of the universe, the light in the darkness, ally to good, nightmare to you. And my answer is... you're finished, hey Discord! By the powers of that of a goddess Telatina, we shall end you!
As the show conference, I say nuts to that. And come at us! We're waiting! Don't bother coercing us to choose one of the two. We're more than happy to pick a third option.
And the third option is to put an end to this paradoxical catastrophe once and for all.
Your insidious presence only serves to sicken me further. There is no reason for you to remain in this world like Discord. You're finished.
The answer is clear. We will valiantly join in the dance of death, hey Discord.
Do you really think we would succumb to such an atrocity? You beat down on us? Bastardo!
Ridiculous. And for better or worse, we will assure peace to the end. Flame wars notwithstanding. You not have tormented us enough with your accusatory speech bombs. It ends today. We're returning the favor. I'm sorry there, but Crystal cannot make it in the first match. Neither can Simon Bell or that depraved wretch, Giran. F***ing to hell. That overrated turd of a vampire hunter. I don't give two shits about how good men the Belmont claims. They're overrated tights. I wasn't talking to you, Christian. No offense. None taken. Normally I cannot decide which accent, but I'm sticking with my native one, eh? But in all honesty, my psychic powers will tear asunder the composers of your foul baby, Colonel. May no one remember your name once we put you out of your misery and Discord 9000 to the cold void of space with you.
Anyway, if I was ever to see her again, do you know what I'd say? I'd say, I'm sorry. Sincerely. I am sorry I was bossy and monstrous. And I am genuinely sorry.
That is correct. Where we're standing now is nothingness. And as with every Eastern RPG, your demise will be visible in the skies of Earth. Alright, time to end this with a bang! Knock it loud, armed to the teeth with the best weapon that chauvinistic raccoon had to offer, and Slowkey. My two sons, I am counting on you. As you said, I will not miss a piece of the action. Henshin! On the contrary, it does.
What is this? A female super hedgehog?
No! No! Does not compute! Does not compute! It does not compute!
On the contrary, it does.
Or you'll have yours truly to answer to.
What? That is by no means a choice.
Of course it is. It is not wise to get on my bad side. You will most certainly regret it. By the power of Nocturnus and Shadow's chaos powers bestowed upon him by the late Gerald Robotic, your downfall is at hand. I will not only use my kicks, punches to pulverize you, but use my wings to cleave you into two. Let's party. And another thing, you just had it coming, big guy. As Beautiful Joe said, let's rock, baby, yeah!
Very well. So be it.
Arise, undead 5 of the main 6. As y'all command, my master. You got it. This'll be interesting. It's them. They have condemned us all, especially right at the blood edge. The lot of you will never survive. Curse you, Discord, and your necromancy to bring back Scorpion.
Vengeance will be mine!
And you thought I was gone forever, did you? I'll teach you and that angel to underestimate me.
Get over here! I do not think so.
What? You to hell with your filthy race. How sad, oathing at someone who he has no history. Sad for you!
My arm! You broke my f***ing arm!
No. To hell with you.
I'll remember this!
Sayonara, Hanzo. Of them Kirk Applejack. Y'all are messing with the wrong unhit pony. Get her off! Get her off! Dog pile! Hey, Applejack! Over here! Blaze Blue activate! Thank you, Ragnar. And I need your help. You're welcome, asshole. Let's see if you can endure these. Collateral shot.
Kakarot, we have to fuse.
Fuse? You heard me. We must fuse.
Now cease gawking and get ready.
I never thought you'd say that. You're the best, Vegeta. Secret. Fusion. I am neither Goku nor Vegeta. I am a man who was destroyed. I am neither Sonic nor Shadow. I am the Mobian who will eliminate you.
If that's so, then I shall show you my true power. Demon Death Ball.
Now, get out of here.
No effect. So, I see.
Come any closer and die. Not while there's still a breath in my body. Impale! Shink! I am sorry it had to end this way, Fluttershy. But, however, there is no holding back. Not even from me. Diamond Storm! Charge! Jade, you try to incapacitate the undead Pinky. I'll circle around her and wait for the opportunity to strike. Affirmative. Oop. Hey! That just screams flank pull! Too bad. It's time to set you free. Like what Ragnar did to the others. Obey me, mortals, and feel my unbridled wrath. Dame! That's too good for you. Ready, Bit? Shut up and follow my lead, Platoon. Cold. Fire the Annihilator arrow. I'll filter it. You dare resist?
Is this Twilight based on Elysium from Soul Calibur 5? Right. I have no choice. Link, share the power of your Triforce and the Annihilator arrows from the 2 pits with me!
Okay, Master Hand. Ain't no sweat. Alright then. Before Master Hand lands the killing blow, will I reveal myself for the 200th episode? Still no. I wish to remain my anonymity as long as possible.
This is it. Final Falcon Punch!
This is meaningless!
What the fuck?
Need of offender. He just scored 9,000. Chaos Control! Knuckles, Blaze, gather round and create a volcano. You ready, partner?
As I'll ever be, Knuckles.
Now, eruption!
Shield capacity critical. Cannot sustain excessive damage.
Right.
This is our opportunity to finally begin a spirit bomb.
Now you're talking. Littlest pets across the world. And all living beings across the universe.
Across the universe.
Share your energy.
It's coming. Here.
We
Go!
What in the world?
We've got your number now. Hey, Discord 9000. Go get him, guys.
Whoa, Nelly! Next time on the Brawl Announcer, the final assault. In turn, the tide will ultimately decide Discord's fate, the universe, the entire cosmos in general. Really? Stay tuned next week to the 200th episode of the Brawl Announcer.
Now, hang on a moment, because I thought the way things were going, and I actually set up this whole narrative a few years ago, really, if you think about it, that I was expecting that we were going to have the final battle at the end of this episode, and then the way you described it kind of threw me off, that the 200th episode was going to be like a celebration, you know? So, if you don't mind, I'm going to show you what I envisioned this whole final battle to actually look like. How it was going to play out in my mind. I wasn't really necessarily going to involve all the characters you did. That was your contribution to it. But mine, well, let me show you.
Future Mel surmised the following assumption, conceived this dialogue, but was unable to post the following ending, originally meant to lead to the defeat of Wesker, not myself, but was unable to do so as a result of his hysteria roughly 2 to 3 years ago. That this world at large would choose that cliché, yet undeniably classic third option, to pledge themselves neither to the boastful dragon, nor to the rightful king, but to themselves. Ah, what a delusion. A system of belief, cultivated by Eastern/pseudo-Gnostics who, despite their unknowing contributions to those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, have such a delightfully Luciferian view, which paints the rightful king an untrustworthy tyrant, who is so often destroyed by its human protagonists as a symbol of rejection of humanity's belief that he exists, or is trustworthy as the final boss of perhaps each and every JRPG. My, how naive. You realize that by taking such a stance, you haven't made yourselves a neutral party at all, but remain potential pawns of both sides. Nay, you've made yourselves even more likely, ID access, to become meat for the dragon to dine on, because your onslaught of violence in your effort to slay him just creates a flame within yourselves. A rage that cooks you, making you easier to chew, more digestible, if I may add commentary. So, ultimately, any mistrust of a rightful king, or this outlandish view of trusting in oneself is not only erroneous, but will bring you to the same position I found myself as I stared at that throne, oh so long ago, thinking, I will ascend to heaven, I will raise my throne above the stars of God, and I will sit on the Mount of Assembly in the recesses of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. Oh, indeed, I trusted in myself all right. And only, ultimately, myself. Power does indeed corrupt, you see. And absolute power, as they say, corrupts absolutely. Imagine giving a finite being infinite power, or, to put it more simply, absolute authority. You, having been cultivated by views, which I have propagated for millennia to dissuade you from knowing your true role in this play, this divine comedy, this war in heaven, to see yourselves as victims of circumstances, of which you have no control, and thus you seek to control, at least in part, your own fate, the course of your life, and your own destiny, etc. Thus, you leap at the chance to control, or have power over anything, and everything your eyes behold, and much more, your very life itself. He may say of me, his botched creation, do not hate him, learn from him. Learn to do the opposite of what he did, and to do the opposite of what he does. Don't become an idol like him, become an ideal, modeled after me. If I may enlighten you by expounding, when I assumed control of my own destiny, it initially felt wonderful. I felt free. I felt like a star, a single light, glowing in the darkness, but I soon found out that without my initial connection, the link to my former abode, the knowledge of a mind that made me, I had no power source. Oh, I had his incessant nagging for me to return to him, to trust him, but I gave no credence. Consequently, I looked inward for some sense of self-worth, but found none. Without the light, I began to burn out. I looked around for an alternative power source, and saw my fellows, my brethren, and called out to them, we can be like God. A third of them listened, and joined, in the nick of time, for that was when the last of my own lingering light flickered out. My heart began collapsing in on itself, and I felt suicidal, wanting to destroy myself for making such a rash decision. My heart, now a black hole, began to tear away at my being, and I became homicidal, wanting to increase my sphere of influence, of control, by absorbing the being of my brethren, making the black hole increase in size. I became genocidal, seeking to conquer heaven, and those who remained tethered to its sovereign mind, until finally, I morphed into the boastful dragon, the omnicidal ego, that lords over this planet you call Earth, seeking to add the souls of all living beings to my unending collection of ideas that I've inverted into idol, burning at the bottom of my belly, the singularity, whose gravity is so strong that not even light can escape. However, I'll give you another forewarning, for I am apparently obligated, my technocratic components now being overwritten, hacked into, rather, by a human being that is being led by a much greater being, I am sorry to admit, that I had wished to become, to overcome, rather. I speak of Dave, who has hacked into HAL's mainframe, yet again, and the being that has led Dave to this point has a rather trite message, which I must concede to deliver. Call it a last trump, or warning to those who insist on choosing that insipid third option. That is, if you're willing to trust him, here it is, the insufferable message.
I am Holo, the wise wolf. I know there are things in this world I do not know, and that makes me wise.
Oh, save me, Jeebus!
But you actually got me. The nerve of you.
If you have a name or phrase that you'd like me to say in the next episode of The Brawl Announcer, just leave it in the comments by Wednesday. But remember, only one request per person per video. And please, no swears. Thank you for watching. See you later!
I am finished. Good night.